Great day, family. I hope that everyone is doing well and loving on themselves. Our affirmation for today is I let go of toxic relationships. I know that we've heard that word a lot, but it's obvious that we can't delete it from our memories, from society at this time, because it's really truth in toxicity. A toxic relationship looks like this. When a person continues to hurt you, maybe abuse you, mistreat you, or misuse you in any kind of way, then they either play the victim, they either apologize but continue the same situation, or they're at a point where they're toxic to themselves, so they don't even realize that they're displaying this behavior with you. Either way, it's not an excuse. Now, when we think of toxic relationships, don't just think a toxic relationship is just a romantic partner, a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a fiance. No. Any toxic relationship is any individual in your life that's being toxic to you. It can be a family member. It can be a colleague, a coworker. It can be a friend. But a toxic person does not serve your life in the highest good. They're not supportive. They're not loving. They're not kind. Even if you are seeing them display some of these things, it's never either long lasting, it's never genuine, or it's more of if you see them displaying things that you feel are loving, caring, or kind, but it's not genuine, it's not long lasting, or it's selfish, it's to the detriment of you and it's for their good only, that person is toxic. Or let me just break it down like this. If you're in a relationship with someone, any kind of relationship, you all are happy for short periods of time, but you all have more bad days than good days, it's probably a toxic relationship. If you don't have effective communication, which means you argue, whether the arguments are one-sided or both-sided, it's a toxic relationship. If you have someone that continues to hurt you or do things to say, I'm sorry or I apologize, then once they do so, they turn around and do it again. I mean, really? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing but expecting a different result. You can't do that in a toxic relationship. If a person says they're sorry or they apologize, but they continue to do the same thing, are they really sorry? Are they really apologetic? That's toxic. You can't have more bad days than good days with a person and think it's a loving relationship, no matter who that person is. You can't argue more than you are happy and effectively communicate and think that it's a loving relationship. That's toxic. You can't be off and on like a light switch. That's toxic. Breaking up to make up just to, I guess, have makeup sex, buy someone gifts, and things of that nature. That's not love. It's toxic. And it's really time out for toxic relationships. Whether it's a narcissistic parent, unsupportive siblings, defiant children who feel entitled or privileged, any of those relationships that do not serve your highest good and they keep you in a state of sadness or depression or confusion or trying to beg the person to change or trying to ask yourself what's wrong with you that causes that person to do those things to you. No one is perfect. Let's be clear about that. But no one is always doing something wrong. Not always. However, there are people that don't see their wrongs and they continue to behave that way and don't want to take the advice of others. That's when it's toxic. So Spirit is challenging us today to evaluate any relationship you have in your life, Any relationship that is not more happy than sad, any relationship that's not consistent. Even grass grows. Why are you in relationships that are not growing? Why are you off and on like a light switch? Is that how you see yourself? If breaking up and making up feels better to you, that's toxic. It's not real love. So if you're desiring real, true, authentic love, of course we know that it first starts with us. But we were placed here to be in relationships. We were placed here to experience romance and love. So today, challenge yourself to evaluate, control, alt, delete. And depending on the order and depending on the person, figure out which one you need to do. But nevertheless, affirm today that I let go of toxic relationships, because just like forgiveness and love, it starts with you and it's for you first. I hope that I said something to inspire you, family, on this journey of self-love. And until the next time we meet, I'm sending you all peace and love. Namaste.